Aries Spears beefing with Vlad TV. Who would have thunk it? Stay tuned for my thoughts and opinions on it. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome to another episode of Nufftingz Speaks with your host, Nufftingz. So for this video, there's not going to be a script. This is going to be straight, raw from my point of view, right? So Aries and Vlad have some turmoil, beef, whatever you want to call it. And I'm looking at it like, yo, at first I was sort of siding with Aries, but then he started talking and really getting into that stupid stuff. Like when he started doing the cannabis bars and talking about, yo, like he's ready to fight. And I'm like, bro, y'all are grown. Look, man, I'm not, you know, a young dude anymore. And I'll tell you right now, dude, I ain't fighting nobody now. My behind would be just in pain the next morning. Sometimes I try to get out of bed and I'm in pain. So I don't know what he's trying to do. Like he's like really ready to fight, and it's like, dude, what are you doing? Anyways, so he did that, and I was like, But then I watched that hour video that Vlad did with DJ Academics, right? And I'm listening to it, and like I'm watching this, and I'm like, yo, Vlad makes some solid points. I even commented on the video and I said, yo, like I have a newfound respect for Vlad. I'll be honest with you, I thought Vlad being on camera was a bad look, but as you watch him, you sort of understand why he's in the position he's in. Now, when everyone was calling him a vulture, culture vulture, I probably said it too. We didn't really understand him, right? And we were going by what guests were saying. But when you look at what's going on with him and Aries and him and Boosie and all that, you start to wonder, like, maybe Vlad was the reason why they weren't messing up. Because I did watch No Jumper, and Adam22 was talking about it. And he said that perfectly. He was like, look, when you watch the Boosie interview that he did, it sucked. It was boring. It sounded bad, whatever. When you look at Vlad and what he's saying stuff like, I had to get a makeup artist for Aries. I had to get, I have to do like sound for like all my videos, right? He's got a sound guy. He's got another person that does this, another person that does that. His lighting, everything. It's a high production, right? Lots of money being spent. The fact that these guys are making that much money just to talk is wild, right? We should be getting that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like what they said. If Joe Rogan were to call them and say, yo, I want you guys on, they'll probably do that for $5. You know what I'm saying? Because Joe Rogan's such a big podcast and like it'll really bring you out, right? Like more people will watch you then, right? You're guaranteed to make serious bank on a Joe Rogan podcast, right? But then you look at Vlad and he's saying stuff like, well, no one else pays. And it's like, yo, hold on. That's actually true. No one else does pay, right? Vlad is the one that really brought out the paying the people, right? And honestly, I believe that him doing that really gave him a lot of power over his stuff. And you can't dog it. Now, we can sit here and talk about him being Jew or whatever the hell he is, and he's Russian and whatever. But the man knows how to make money. The man knows how to, upscale people, make them look better. It's not a lie that Aries became well known again because of Vlad, right? And maybe not only Vlad, like, did Aries do any Breakfast Club interviews or any of that? Like, if he did those, then yeah. But, it's like, it's such a weird, I don't know, man. It's such a weird thing because, Boosie started it, right? And to be honest with you, I don't even know Boosie that well. Like, when they talk about, yo, Boosie's like this big deal, I was like, bro, he was? See, I'm more like Aries, man. I'm more of a 90s dude, hip hop. I was bumping some of that newer stuff back in the early 2000s, like 2010s. but I don't remember Boosie. Like now I can't stand hip hop. Oh my God, it's terrible. But that's just my opinion. Not saying it's, to me, it's terrible, right? But also, I didn't know that on Vlad, his Boosie interviews, he said they weren't getting monetized, like they were getting demonetized. But when you see the shots of it, they were just limited. Like to someone that's not on YouTube, you'd be like, "Oh no!" But limited is like because Aries talks some nonsense, so it's only going to like the ads aren't as much. It's not anything big, right? But for Vlad, every dollar counts, right? So every penny counts. So I understand that part, right? To a point where it's like, okay, if he's getting demonetized, he's got to chill, right? But then also you'd think Vlad would say, look, man, you got to chill with that. Because I do notice that there's a lot of cuts in his videos too. They're not like straight. Like there's like cuts. So I assume that he cuts people out when they say certain things they shouldn't say. But real talks though, like after watching that, you have to respect Vlad. Like I know people are going to say, yo, I don't respect him. But look, I'll be real. If you look at it as a businessman, he really was stepping these guys up, right? Because I have watched, like, okay, when you'd watch an Aries interview, right? He would at the end talk about his podcast. Make sure you watch from beginning to the end so you get every episode and whatever. I've never once gone to the platform. I've only seen clips. And honestly, my algorithm has like zero clips of that. Like they'll show like Vlad TV stuff, they'll show Aries talking smack, but they'll never, it doesn't show me Aries podcasts, right? And yo, Vlad took a giant dookie on him too. When Vlad's like, yo man, you got like 700 views. I'm like, damn, bro. I got 1,000 on the video yesterday and I feel nice. But, I'm not Aries, right? But then I saw like some of the videos were hitting like 3,000. So, I mean, he's not putting in numbers like Vlad. But you also have to remember too, Aries isn't that likable. Like, you ever watch his stand-up? He's a little bit of an asshole. Like, and I mean, okay, cool. Like, whatever. But I also look, why I can't really deal with Aries? When he got popped in the face on Corey Holcomb's show. Like, even now, I can't watch Corey Holcomb. I think Corey Holcomb talks too much crap. And it's one of these things where I think that one of the problems with podcasting and with YouTube videos, and this is why I sort of stepped away from, talking the negative stuff, is that when you start doing the negative stuff, you stay negative. Like, that's what people expect from you, right? And one of the things I've noticed, like when I used to talk smack about, Pokemon Go and all that, it attracted the people that just want to hear me talk smack. They don't want to know anything else. Like no other video would get anywhere except for the ones where I'm talking smack, right? And when it gets to that point where that's what you become known for, I feel as you get older, you don't want to be known for stuff like that. Like I said in the beginning, like my behind is waking up in pain sometimes. Like I'm not trying to fight. I don't want to sit here and argue all the time. I don't want to stress myself over nonsense, and it gets to that point where you're just like, yo, you know what? It's time to chill, bring some positive energy to what you're doing. And I feel like that's really what we got to start doing. And I think like Corey Holcomb and Aries Spears and a lot of these guys, I'm only saying them because they're the tip of my tongue right now. I think those guys doing it at their age, it gets to the point where you're like, you know what? It's cool. You have your opinion. You're entitled to say whatever you want. But sometimes you look at them like, yo, bro, aren't you too old for this now? Like, you're talking about guys that are older, that are in constant beef. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, yo, don't you want some vegetables too, man? Like, y'all just are in beef way too much, bro. And it's like, no, man, chill out. Like, dude, even me, I'm Jamaican blood. I'm loud as hell when I get mad. But, bro, who wants to yell all the time? You got to be dealing with life. You got to deal with kids. You got to deal with, women drama, baby mama drama. You got to deal with bills. You got to deal with, family crap. Like, it gets to that point where it's just like, yo, leave me alone. Like, let me ask you something. for all the parents out there, does it ever get to a time in the night where you say, yo, can my kids go to bed? Like, it's like, go to bed, man. Like, ugh. And you're just like, yo, give me some quiet time. That happens to me all the time. It was easier when they were smaller. But anyways, going back to the Vlad thing, I'm sorry I drifted off there. I feel Vlad made some solid points. And I mean solid. Like, we gotta say that like a snake, solid. Because, yo, he really made you think, yo, you know what? This dude, either he's really good at lying, really good at manipulation, or the man really was being sincere. But I also noticed too when he was like, yo, I'm done with this man. And I was like, yo, that's me. Because sometimes you be like looking at people like, bruh, why are we even associating, bro? Like, you don't bring nothing positive to what I'm doing. And I mean, look, if the numbers are numbering, then Aries shouldn't have asked for so much. But also that whole thing where he was like, Aries wasn't responding to him and whatever. Like, if Vlad is out with his family, that's his time, right? It's like me. If I'm out with my family and you're bothering me, I'm going to tell you to F off. Like, it's my time to be with my familia, with my family, right? If you don't respect that, we have a problem. But he was respecting him. He was like, look, we'll talk when I get home, when I got the computer in front of me, when I got the analytics in front of me, we'll talk. And dude was like, I bet, let's go. And like, you know, all that energy that he had, I guess, fizzled out as time went on because he's older. He probably got tired and got the itis and ate some chicken and goes like, when I say chicken, I'm not being racist. He ate some fried chicken. Like, bro, if I ate some Popeyes, I can't move, bro. So, you know, me, I'm eating some oxtail, some curry goat, not together, you know, bro, I'm, you know, some rundowns or whatever, right? Like some cow foot, bro, your belly is, you're sitting at that point. But the man ate some soul food and just didn't want to fight no more. And then the next day he woke up, he got the energies, and then he's like, yeah, let's go. And he didn't even have the energy the next day. And I was like, so you're trying to get a raise with homeboy, right? Respectable. You want to get a raise. Cool. The man's trying to holler at you and you're just like, nah. Like, so then what's the point? You know, and then when Vlad said stuff about, you know, the people that sub to his stuff when Aries is on, and then they leave when Aries is off, you know, he doesn't want that type of people associated with his platform. And it's like, yo, because he's looking for loyal customers, bro. Like, he's not wrong when he says Netflix isn't gonna like that. So why would I? And it's, you know, he's like, you know what? We call him narcissistic, we say whatever, but honestly, if you really think about it, like, this is the good thing about being able to see these people in a different light, because it was like when I talked about the Hulk Hogan documentary. You know, we're so focused on what he did wrong that we forget what he did right, right? And the same thing with Vlad. All we hear is the negative stuff, but we never heard what positive stuff he was doing because he never said anything. It wasn't like he sat there and responded to every video. When someone said, yo, Vlad is trash, he didn't respond with like, no, I'm not. I do this. He didn't say anything. So now that we're getting to see like these people sort of defend themselves and give you the receipts, you have to start saying, yo, maybe, you know, it's not them that's really the problem. It's the guests that they have or the people that are around them. Because like I said with the Hulk Hogan thing, one comment on my video said, the internet trolls just destroyed his reputation because of what he did. And then we all forgot about the good stuff. If Vlad is paying these guys, which also means that his platform made it harder for other podcasts to get people because now they're expecting to get paid, that's not a bad thing. Because, like, if you're going to put the time in for something, you want to get paid, right? You don't go to work for free. Even if you're just talking. If that platform is going to make money off of you, then you got to pay them. Like, okay, for instance, right? Let's say I did an interview and I had Drake, you know, gigantic Drake, right? If Drake does it as a favor to me and doesn't charge me, and I get huge numbers, right? I'm gonna cut him some. I'm gonna say, yo, man, look, this is all I can give you. This is all it made. This is what I'm gonna give you. I'm gonna give you a cut, right? Because you're the reason why. Like, you know what I'm saying? But if he charges me, I wouldn't be surprised either because like you might be worth millions, but you still gotta make that money. Your time is valuable. And that's what I'm saying. Like, he's paying these guys, right? And this was guaranteed money, even if he had at a loss. Now you've killed that guaranteed money. And it's like, And then they're saying that they're going to start their own podcast, do whatever. And it's like, this happened to me. And I'm a small podcast dude, right? Like, I don't know if it calls a podcast, but I'm a small YouTuber, right? But when I was doing Pokemon Go interviews, you'd be surprised how much ego a lot of these people have. They'll be saying stuff like, yo, man, your content's gonna blow up because of me. And the video got 100 views. And I'm like, well, okay. And they go, yo, I don't understand why, yo, the video was good. And it's like, I make more, like, people call me low budget podcast, right? Fine. But some of my videos hit 1,000 views and I have 242 subs, right? My watch time is great. Like I have the 4,000. That happened really quick, right? My other channel is monetized also. But what I'm saying is when people think so highly of themselves that they don't see the true writing on the wall, you have a lot of people that their mamas told them they were amazing and they thought the whole world thought so. And that's what I mean when I interview these people. When I interviewed the Pokemon Go dude, Brandon Tan, right? He didn't get me any views. He didn't. But his name, that when I put his name in, nothing happened. He didn't even promote my stuff and say, yo, man, I did an interview with this dude. You'll help him out. Nothing like that. Like, and this is what I mean too. Like, a lot of people step on you to get to where they want to go and won't help anybody else get to where they're going. Like, I could not see myself, if I were to become big, take food out of somebody else's mouth. Or like how we say in Jamaica, box food out of somebody's mouth. It's like, I don't see, like, and this is what I mean, like, people just don't understand what their worth really is, right? And it's like, if you can't help somebody achieve a goal, the same goal as you, or be on the same level as you can only help yourself. I don't know if you're really that good to begin with. Like, that's how I feel. Like, I don't know. To me, it just seems like a lot of these people, like even a lot of these YouTubers and all that, you know, they're big on one platform, but they're crap on another. But they feel like they're the greatest thing on the planet. And like, I don't know. It's just weird to me. Like, I've seen people that are amazing on TikTok and can't get one view on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know a dude that got 3 million views on a random video he did on Instagram and never got a dime for it. And all his other videos, 10 views, 20 views, 5 views. But he didn't sit there and say, yo, my 3 million views made me special. It was a viral video and that was it. Now, if you have 30 videos that do 3 million views each, you can say something then. So, yeah, man. And when dude called out Aries and said that all these other people make way more money than you, like way more views than you, I was like, bruh, like, what did Aries say after this? Like, I don't know if he responded or if that video where he was talking smack, both fighting, if that was after. But, bro, honestly, if I was Aries, I'd be like, you know what? My bad, bro. I'm done. You got me, bro. Like, you got me. And dude's going to have to put that work in and try to beat Vlad. If not, just chill. You know what I mean? Like, you should have had made enough money by now. We can just chill, bro. I mean, it's not like his stand-up isn't bad. Like, isn't good. Like, it's fine. He's got a good, you know, what's the word here? Shit. I can't even think here. He's got a good flow of people, like a good steady cash flow. You know, he's got a good fan base. Like, people like him. You know what I'm saying? So just keep doing what you're doing, man. You'll be fine. I don't know why I'm giving him advice. He's doing better than me anyways. But yeah, man, if you get a chance to watch that video on Vlad, bro, it's good, man. Vlad really makes you see that, yo, my boy is educated and he knows how to make that money. If I could ever, talk to him and pick at him a little bit, pick at his ear, bro, like, yo, give me a little advice, I would so take it, because man knows what he's talking about, man. Like, I have a newfound respect for Vlad. I do think that sometimes he's a little narcissistic, and he sort of crosses lines that he shouldn't cross. But at the end of the day, you can't take away what he's done and with the money he's made, and people know who he is. Like, you can't take that away from him. He's created a brand, and we will remember him. So whatever, man. I don't know what else to say about that. But yeah, anyways, that was my thoughts on Vlad TV and Aries Spears beef, vegan food, whatever the hell you want to call it. Let me know in the comments down below what you thought, if you even knew what was going on, because some people don't even know. And what you think. Like, do you think that they're like going at it crazy? Or do you think that, maybe Vlad is onto something? Because, if you beef with everybody, if one person beefs with everybody, maybe that person is the problem, right? Anywho, like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video.
Another late night chasing down the light for the grind that Nufftingz has to fight against the voices